herself into corners, how to listen for anger and footsteps. She lived in a house where warmth was treated like a reward and food like a privilege. When the door closed behind her each morning, it was not a farewell. It was a warning. Don't come back empty. That was all. She was given a pouch of fire sticks, thin, brittle things that promised heat but delivered nothing unless destroyed. She was told their worth in coins, not in comfort. She was told suffering was her fault. So she walked, past shops glowing with celebration, past voices raised in song, past tables heavy with food she would never taste. People looked through her as if she were fog. She learned quickly that hunger made her invisible. By evening, her hands would no longer close properly. Her knees buckled without permission. Still, she did not turn back. Home was colder than the street. When the bells should have rung in the distance, they didn't. The city waited for a new year that arrived without announcement. That was when she sat down. Not because she wanted to, because her legs refused to hold her anymore. She found shelter where two buildings leaned toward each other like conspirators. The air there barely moved. The snow fell straight down indifferent. She opened her pouch. The fire sticks lay inside like bones. She had been taught never to use them herself. But rules lose authority when survival runs out. She broke one. The sound was sharp. Final. A flame bloomed. Small, fierce, defiant. And the world changed. The alley did not disappear. Instead, something else pushed through it. Warmth did not come first. Sound did. A low hum, like a room breathing. She saw a long bench near a stone oven, its surface scarred by years of use. Above it hung copper pots dulled by smoke. Someone laughed nearby, not loudly but close. Close enough to belong to her. Her fingers tingled. She pressed them together, afraid the vision would shatter if she moved too fast. Then the flame died. The sound vanished. The alley returned. Her teeth began to chatter violently now, as if angry at her for stopping. She broke another. This time she smelled bread tearing open. Steam curled into the air. A knife struck wood. Butter melted without being asked. She saw hands, strong hands, passing her a bowl. "Careful," a voice said. "It's hot." She reached for it. Pain flared as the flame bit her skin. Everything fell apart again. The bowl, the hands, the voice, gone. She did not scream. She had learned that screaming rarely helped. She broke another fire stick. Light spilled outward, climbing walls that were no longer there. Above her rose branches, dark at first, then lit by hundreds of tiny flames. Not candles, not stars. Something older. Each light pulsed once, as if alive. She understood without being told. These were moments, every one a warmth she had never been allowed to keep. One light dimmed and drifted upward. Another followed, then another. She felt something tear open inside her chest. Someone had once told her that when warmth leaves the world, it goes somewhere else. She whispered a name she hadn't spoken in a year. The flame went out. Her hands shook so badly she dropped the pouch. Fire sticks spilled across the snow. Without thinking, she struck them all at once. Light flooded the narrow space, and she was no longer alone. The woman who stood before her was not young, nor was she old. She looked exactly as memory required. Her eyes held no pity, only recognition. "You've been cold for too long," the woman said. The girl collapsed forward. Arms caught her, real arms, warm arms. This warmth did not flicker. Hey, stay with me." A stranger's voice, rough with urgency. A coat wrapped around her, heavy, real. Snow brushed away from her face. "I saw the light," the woman muttered. "Thought something was on fire." She looked down at the scattered fire sticks, the burned skin, the blue lips. Her jaw tightened. "Not tonight," she said firmly. "Not you." The girl woke to the sound of water boiling. Not imagined boiling. Real. Her body ached in places she had forgotten existed. Blankets pressed in from every side. Heat seeped into her bones slowly, painfully, like truth. A woman sat nearby, stirring soup. "Don't try to talk yet," she said without turning. "Just breathe." The girl obeyed. For the first time in her life, obedience felt safe. Recovery was not fast. It was not gentle. It was necessary. There were blisters, nightmares, long silences that weren't forced. The woman Elna never asked for gratitude, never rushed explanations. She told the girl where the door was and promised it would never be locked. Weeks passed. Authorities came. Papers were signed. Words like placement and custody were used. One morning, Elna knelt and said, "You don't have to decide today, or ever, but you don't have to leave." The girl nodded. She stayed. Years later, on the same night when the clock tower still